Here's a look at a recap of your markets on this Monday, the 3rd day of November. Starting off the week, gaining back some of last week's sharp losses at Joplin Regional Stockyards today. They're going to end up with a few more than expected. Going to have a few over 6,000 head, it looks like, getting awful close to being done there, but not quite. The steers, $10 to $40 higher. Heifers, $5 to $15 higher. Feeder steers in Joplin, 400 to 500 pounds, 425 to 480. 5/6 weights at 375 to 460. 6/7 weights at 354 to 404. 7 to 8 weights at 345 to 375. 8 to 9 weights at 340 to 370. 900 to 1,000 pound steers at 317 to 337. Feeder heifers, medium and large ones, 400 to 500 pounds. 370 to 425, 5/6 weights at 347 to 390, 6/7 weights at 335 to 357, 7 to 8 weight heifers at 322 to 335, a load of 827-pound heifers at 306.50. Box beef cutout values, choice up $1.12, $379.25. Select up $128 at $359.93. Those values based on 77 loads of cuts, trimmings, and grinds. The choice select spread at $19.32. Nothing as far as negotiated feedlot trade goes so far this week. Last week, 55,948 head. The weighted average price on the live sales at $230.89. That was down $7.02 from the previous week. Dress sales at $358.73, down $10.55. Taking a look at the closing futures markets on the Mercantile Exchange. Live cattle, December up 252 at 232.20, February up 272 at 230.40, April 229.35 up 262. November feeder cattle at 342.57 up 370, January 336.52 up 462, and March at 332.52 up 540. Lean hogs for December 80.60 down 67, February 82.20 down 32, April 86.10 down 12. Turning our attention to the grain markets, a positive day here as well. Corn bids at the elevators around the state 2 to 5 higher. Beans 19 to 34 higher. Wheat 9 to 20 higher. Corn bids at the elevators in St. Louis 457 to 458. Kansas City at 424. Beans in St. Louis 1149 to 1150. Kansas City 1079 to 1094. Wheat bids in St. Louis 529 to 553. Kansas City at 518. On the board of trade, corn December closed up 2 3/4, 434 1/4. March at 446 3/4, up 2 3/4. And May at 455 3/4, up 3 1/2. Soybeans for November up 20 cents, 11.19 3/4. January up 19, 11.34 1/4. March at 11.40 1/4, up 16 1/2. Wheat contracts, December 9 1/2 higher, 543 1/2. March at 557 1/2, up 9, and May 567 1/4, up 9 1/2. Soybean meal for December down 80 cents a ton at 320.80. Soybean oil for December 49.84 a hundredweight, up $1.16. With the Missouri Department of Agriculture, that's a recap of your markets for Monday. This is Tony Hancock.